Hi, it's Gary Ford from Tiger Hobbies Limited. Welcome to this short video about the Artemis II's manned crewed mission to the moon. The first time humans have been back to the moon since Apollo 17, Eugene Cernan and his crew, in 1972. So the crew on Artemis II are Mission Commander Reed Wiseman, Pilot Vic Glover, Mission Specialist Christina Cook and Canadian Jeremy Hansen. Now, it was going to be a long journey. It's going to be approximately 700,000 miles of travelling both round the Earth and out to the moon. So before we talk about the models and a few magazines that's on the table, let's talk a recap about this important mission. So Artemis II launched on the 1st of April 2026, and after a successful countdown, I think there was a glitch on one of the small items, but the NASA managed to sort it. There was a successful launch. And then approximately 2 minutes and 30 miles above the Earth's surface, the boosters, which are attached to the main stage, separated. If you look down at the Airfix kit down on your left, you'll see they've recreated this in their artwork. And this is 30 miles above the Earth's surface. More importantly, under the Kármán line, which is the 50 miles above the Earth's surface, which is the official entry into space. So the main stage would burn until main engine cut off once it got into Earth's orbit, and the space capsule, which is called Orion, comprising of the crew capsule, service module, and a thing called the ICPS, which is the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, then separated. And the ICPS then burnt again, taking the mission around Earth's orbit twice. First a low orbit, then a high orbit. And this attained a speed of some 17,500 miles an hour. They did then what you call a trans-lunar burn to send Orion to the moon. And once this occurred, the Orion spacecraft separated from the ICPS, and the pilot Vic Glover then did a series of test manoeuvres to test the manoeuvre of the spaceship, heading actually back to the ICPS, but not actually docking. They then continued to the moon, which would take about 4 days, so a little slower than the Apollo mission, and they went on what we call a free return trajectory. This basically out to the moon, slingshot round the moon, down the dark side of the moon, then back to Earth. Once they did come back to Earth, they attained a speed of 24,500 miles an hour, just a little short of the record, which was Apollo 10 at 24,800 miles an hour. Now, one of my early videos, I may have mentioned the fact that it was 37,500. I got that wrong. That's actually kilometres. So the actual record is 40,000 kilometres per hour. So, still going some, of course. Then, after about 10 days, the most critical part of the mission, the re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. This time, they'll leave the service module and just the capsule detached again and enter the Earth's atmosphere. Obviously, the critical part is for about 6 minutes. There's no communication with NASA. And then, obviously, after about 6 minutes, the first crackling, as Integrity reported they were okay to NASA. And then we saw the capsule coming back to Earth. Initially with the drogue chutes. And then as the drogue chutes went, you could see a relief as the main 3 chutes. And NASA said, Integrity, you've got 3 good chutes. And as it then lowered itself down onto the Pacific Ocean, where a UH-60 Seahawk then picked the astronauts up in 2 sets. I think there was a 2-and-2 recovery, and guys and girls in ribs and stuff like that to get them back onto the US Navy recovery ship and then back to see the families eventually. So, as I stated, I would wait until the crew got safely back before pushing our kits, and in which case we've just held the stock back a little bit. We've now got the stock on sale, and I'll leave a link below to both the Airfix and Revell. So let's have a look at these kits. So down on the left, as mentioned before, is Airfix's 144 SLS Artemis. This is catalogue number Alpha 50202, and this is $49.99. But it is a gift set, so you will get paints, glues and brushes in the set. But I do believe this could be based on Artemis 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. To the right, we've got the Revell Artemis. Same scale, even though the boxes look slightly small, it is the same scale. Approximately the same number of parts as well. And this catalogue number is RV 03760. Now this retails at $45.99, but because we get that little bit extra discount from Revell, we can sell this slightly cheaper at £40.49. But on both these models, if you use the discount code YT10, YouTube 10, YT10, so if you go onto our website, use YT10 and get 10% off both. So the Airfix one you'll get for about 45, and the Revell one for about in the late 30s, which are both good value delivered to your door. Now, on the table, you also see a selection of magazines. I thought I'd include these as well, as we sell a magazine called Sci-Fi and Fantasy Modeler. Now, this is not a new magazine, but they're actually mint condition. We've still got them in their trade packs. It was produced in about 2011, 2012, just before the rise of online magazines. But this was of the highest quality. But unfortunately, it unfortunately failed, which is a great shame, because you'll not see quality on a model magazine like this ever again. It's almost as thick as a book, as you can see. Beautiful subjects, and beautiful pictures, and some great articles covering subjects such as obviously Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who and the Daleks, Space 1999, obviously the classic TV and film shows of the 1950s and 60s as well. Now, some of these were anything up to £30 plus at one time on eBay. We've got these for $9.99 to $14.99, depending on the rarity and the quantity we've got in stock, but certainly no more than about $14.99, and that's delivered to your door. So if you're into your sci-fi modelling, please have a look at these books, magazines. Well, they're more of a book really than a magazine. It's actually incredible. Anyway, once again, thank you for taking time to watch this video about the Artemis II safe return to Earth. The other thing you may notice is the green covering of the table. We've just invested a little bit of money, which is unlike me, being a tight Yorkshire so-and-so. I bought myself a new little studio setup. So I'm using the lighting at the moment and the tripod, but I've still used my mobile phone till I suss out the use of the new camera and the way to get stuff onto YouTube and stuff like that. And obviously with the green screen, we can then start putting in things like pictures and movie, TV clips and things like that, or film clips, as we were doing when we were using Forte Media during Sheffield. And we'll still be using Forte Media in Sheffield if we do another major history series. But once again, thank you for watching this short video about the Artemis II successful return to Earth.